Hi, welcome to this month's edition of the Fightlete Report, June 2009. We got a lot of things to cover. We're going to cover first the fallout of UFC 97, what happened between, UFC 98, what happened between Machida, the Dragon, and Machida and Evans in the Lightheavyweight Title.
Good fight.
And also we're going to look at UFC 98. This is the Fightlete Report. Unlike UFC 98, we saw a crowning of a new champion.
Yeah, that was a great fight on pay-per-view. Me personally, I remember kind of getting into it about the fight about me putting my money on Evans, you putting your money on Machida. Man, I'll be honest, you got me. I did think Evans was going to go ahead and knock him on out, but after, like, in the first round when I saw Machida's style and I saw how Evans was doing, he was being a little too hesitant. He wasn't being aggressive enough. And then my mind was starting to change a little bit. Like, oh man, maybe Sean was right. And he did, go ahead and knock Evans on out. So I think I'm a fan. Machida won a new fan. He got him a new fan. So you was right.
Yeah, I called it. It would
be
the second round. I figured Machida would need a round to just figure out the timing of Machida Evans. And basically that's all he needed, was just one round to figure out the timing. I think Machida was looking to counter every strike Machida was willing to land. But when Machida's not throwing a lot of strikes, Machida is going to be defensive as well. And that was the point of this fight, is the patience of Machida. But Evans, the patience didn't work out. He should have been more aggressive. He should have at least shot in for a takedown. He did none of that. He was just looking to counter strike the whole time. And against the Dragon, against Machida, you can't do that. The thing about Machida is precision. He is a precise fighter. He's like that Major League Baseball pitcher. They can throw that perfect strike that'll make you strike out. He is that kind of pitcher in the world of mixed martial arts. He can throw that perfect pitch. And that's what he did. He threw that perfect strike at Machida Evans, a couple perfect strikes. Got right through Rashad's defense right in the middle of the second round, and that proved to be the difference. This is a new era of fighter we're seeing. And the new light heavyweight champion, Machida.
That was a good fight.
Definitely.
Really good fight.
Definitely. And who's he fighting next, Mike? You know?
Who, Machida Evans?
No, Machida, the light heavyweight title.
Dang. You know what? I forget who he's fighting. He fought the guy that fought, I believe, the Iceman in the last UFC. What's that guy name again?
Shogun.
Shogun.
Yeah, he's fighting.
That's who he's fighting.
Yeah.
Reese Shogun Rua. That's who he's fighting next time. I think that's going to be a good one.
Well, that's going to be a very good fight. It's going to be at UFC 104. And, definitely Shogun's going to look to come knocking. The whole fight. He's going to be aggressive. He's not going to counter strike or be patient. What do you think of this fight?
I think Shogun got a lot to prove. He went on and knocked Iceman out, and now he's going to go for the title. I think he's really going to bring his all. He's going to bring his all into it, and I personally don't think he's going to win the match, but I do think he's going to give Machida more of a challenge than Evans did, just because he knows what to look for, and he's seen him fight Evans, and I think he did his homework, and he's a little bit prepared for it.
Yeah, definitely. The preparation is the key for Shogun, but he's a guy that's going to look to come really hard at Machida. I don't think he's going to wait and be patient. And I can't wait for this fight. Two Brazilians, top of the game in the mixed martial arts. They're both black belts in jiu-jitsu. They're going to go at it for the light heavyweight title. It's in October, UFC 104. I can't wait for that. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good one.
Moving on, we're going to look at some of the other fights that happened. In the semi-main event, we saw Matt Hughes take on Matt Serra.
I like that one okay. I liked it. It was okay. I think Matt Hughes did do enough to win a fight, but the thing I don't like about the fight, it was no exciting moments in the fight. Nobody dominated the other. There wasn't no moment that had you jump out your seat. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. It was a real technical fight. There was no almost big knockouts. The takedowns were basic. A lot of fundamental wrestling here on both of them. And Hughes just pulled his weight, put his weight, pushed down. I think Matt Serra might be a little bit smaller than him. They're the same weight, but he might be a little smaller. And he was just kind of like the bully in the fight and just kept him down. I was disappointed. I said Serra would win.
Yeah, you know what? It was cool how at the end they ended up packing up, their little beef or whatever. But it did seem like it was extremely personal. It seemed like it was real personal, and now it seemed like they bury the hatchet and they can move on and see what happens next.
Yeah, definitely. I liked the fight. It wasn't the best fight of the year or anything, but it was 3 rounds like I called it, and it's good to see two guys that hate each other really going at it for the whole 3 rounds. And I mean, it was no exciting fights, but I mean, Cyril was fighting back. It was still in question throughout the second round, but the third round, he was definitely dominating.
I agree.
And man, Hughes, I don't know who's going to fight next. It was rumored he'd fight either Josh Koscheck in the welterweight division, or I forget who else there is. But I mean, he might be in line for a title shot against George St. Pierre.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I could see them going at it.
Yeah, because I've heard Josh Koscheck's going to take on Frank Trigg in UFC 103. I mean, Frank Trigg is returning to UFC.
I think that would be a good
welterweight title. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes for Hughes. But what about Sarah? Where do you think he goes from there? Do you think he retires?
I don't know if I see him retiring, but he definitely got to get a win. Next fight, if he loses the next fight, I think that should be about it.
Yeah, that's definitely a wrap.
He got to win the next fight, move back on up if he plan on continuing, but he can't lose no more.
And you should take a fight a lot sooner because at least a year from his previous fight that he fought.
Yeah.
Same with Matt Hughes too, but it was just too long for Matt to be off.
I think the UFC fighters should fight like maybe twice a year.
Well, they usually do. Fight every 3 years, every 3 months.
Every 3 months.
Every 3 to 6 months, but Sarah, I think he came off an injury, but hopefully we'll see him back in the octagon real soon. And he'll be more aggressive than ever.
Hopefully so.
Well, what other fights were good you like on the card?
There was a couple good ones. I can't remember that, man. I remember, what do you think about the fight with Professor Xavier?
Oh, Professor X?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I thought he would win, but Drew McFedry's, who is a UFC veteran, he has 5 losses, but he actually came out and he knew he needed to get a knockout on pay-per-view to keep his job.
And he did that.
Definitely.
That was a good one.
And you called it too.
Yeah.
I thought Xavier would have won, but man, it was crazy.
My favorite fight was the last one with Evans, but that one was a good fight too, though. That one was good.
The opener was pretty good. We had Frankie Edgar versus the muscle shark Sean Shirk. And with that fight, I mean, these guys really kept the fight standing.
Yeah.
Shirk tried to win it and scored 1 takedown, but Frankie Edgar mostly stand up and bang with Shirk. And I was surprised that Shirk is more of a wrestler style than a fighter than striking. So that was kind of surprising. What did you think of that fight?
I thought it was a good fight. Again, that wasn't one of the best fights of the night, but I do think it was a pretty good fight. It was a good opener to kind of get you into it, get you ready for the main event. So I enjoyed that too. I enjoyed that fight too.
Yeah, Frankie Edgar goes to 10-1.
Yeah, he's doing good. Keep up the good work, man. But I mean, Chance, what you think about Kimbo Slice, man? What do you think? Why would he leave go into UFC instead of going to a bigger promotion and getting more money?
Well, he's not in UFC.
I heard he's trying to get into UFC. I heard he's
right. He's going through the Ultimate Fighter show, and you're right. He doesn't get any money. He doesn't get any money from going through the show.
That's the thing I don't understand. It's like he's already a big name out there. Why would you go into UFC when you could be making more money doing something else?
You mean the Ultimate Fighter show? Because the winner of the Ultimate Fighter does get a contract. They get a 3-fight contract, big figure contract. But he's got to win a lot of fights to get in there.
Do you think he have it in him to be a success in the UFC?
Well, I'm not a big Kimbo Slice fan. A lot of hardcore MMA fans are not big Kimbo Slice fans because he doesn't know a lot of mixed martial arts skills. He's mostly a striker, a street brawler that now got in the octagon, got lucky, and he was humiliated against a light heavyweight, a guy that was smaller than him in his last fight, and that was in the Elite XC. So what he's thinking? He needs more skills. That's why he's going to the Ultimate Fighter. I mean, he's got 2 great coaches. Rashad Evans and Quinn Rampage Jackson are the coaches of that season. And if they can't do it, if either one of them, whoever team he lands on, we know he's on one of their team in the Ultimate Fighter show, but if they can't fix him, nobody can. He's broke. He can't make it. So he has an opportunity now, but there's only a lot of tough fighters in the Ultimate Fighter show. It's a heavyweight only show. I mean, I think only 1 fighter gets a contract, unless they change the rules. Only 1 fighter gets a contract, the winner of the whole tournament, and it's elimination. I mean, single elimination. So he's got to win all his fights straight on through.
I hope he do. I hope he do, because me personally, I'd love to see him and Brock Lesnar go at it. I think that would be a good one.
Okay. Well,
even though I don't see it happening,
but that is something that I would like to see in the future.
We'll see in the near future.